Okay, so thanks for buying the eyeball shader, if you have bought it, that is. Here you'll see me changing some of the values to get various different eyeball designs. It's a fairly simple shader with not too much realism, more focused on being ready for most games. So it's not got realistic caustics or anything like that, or it's not got any lens distortion, but it's got a few tricks that help convince people that it's there. You'll see me changing some of these values here to get a nice brown eye. And this is the normal map being pushed to simulate the lens effect, but it doesn't actually refract or anything like that because there's too much overhead with that. And it being an eye, you don't want that much detail, really. This is the fake caustic effect, where the light refracts through the lens to the other side of the iris. So that's really just faking that. There's also the iris detail. In this case it's just a few dashes because it's more of a cartoony, gamey sort of setup here. You can change the base color, and you can also change the pupil width. The default of the pupil width is 1, and then you can change the pupil size. So there's a working brown eye, and as you can see, if you make the pupil width quite high, a bit misleading pupil width, you just have to manipulate the values to get what you want, and I'm making like a dragon's eye. The iris detail is a single texture that you can change, so you can put whatever you want on there. You can put a logo on there, or you can put text on it. It's called Iris Extra, and it's in the textures folder just there. So you can change that, copy it and make a change, and then you slot that into the Iris Extra detail slot. There's also various textures that drive the veins and other parts that you can change if you want. This is the iris glow. In case you want like a electronic type eye, you can add the iris glow, or you just want to boost the emissive factor. And the eyeball tint, I guess. You can tint the eyeball to any color you wish. I'm just playing with the gloss values. The eye lens has got a separate gloss value to the eyeball itself, just to give you that extra control. As I say, it's not got too much control, but it's just got a nice amount for a desired result, and it will work for pretty much any character, something really high end to something cartoony. For the distance it's going to be from the camera most of the time. A lot of these effects are acceptable. So here you can see I'm doing like a ram's eye or a sheep's eye, where the pupil is much more wide. Say the pupil width default is 1 to keep it circular. Anything less will stretch it horizontally, and anything more will stretch it vertically. So that's more like a sheep's eye. You can see I'm playing with the lens effect there. I've just created a simple scene with some lights just to show you how it reflects off. I'm changing the gloss is contained inside the eyeball colour. I often use the alpha channel, as you know, for a lot of my shaders. Just helps keep everything in one place. And you can do any eye colour you want and any pupil width. You can set up a script to read into the materials, and you can make the pupils dilate, you know, in any sort of situation. So if you want your character to have any sort of anxiety or fright, you can make the pupil dilate wider if you script into these shader variables. So here's more of a kind of crystal blue eye. And you can also change the ring colour. I found that is quite a nice effect if you want to do something more cybernetic. Some kind of cyborg eye, which I'll try in a second. Okay, so again, you can change the eyeball colour separately, and then you can change the glow and get one of those really evil cyber eye. And change the gloss separately of the lens, and obviously the gloss separate of the eye itself to get that plastic look. So I'm just pushing the lens. And as you add more of the iris glow, you will lose the ability to control the caustic power and factor, because they actually use emissive. They borrow it from a directional light. You will find you need a directional light for this to work. It doesn't work with point lights so well. I've still got a ways to go with that, but a directional light is good enough. Even if you add a directional light and you're not using it, you can put the intensity fairly low and then boost the caustic power, and you basically get the effect you need without having to add the directional light. So here you've got one of these, you know, evil cyborg, evil robot eyes, and that would look pretty nice inside a robot's head. And you can, you know, create several of these, have them look at the camera. I might even add some scripts in the next version that gives you full control of things like that. And now I'm making like a evil dragon eye, or kind of reptilian eye even. So I'm just changing the ring colour back to black, and I can play with those gloss values. And a gargoyle eye. Now it's almost like a cat's eye. A typical green cat's eye. And then I can play with the extra detail here. Just change the colour and the strength through the alpha channel. And in future packages I'll make up more of these iris detail maps. This is just the first one in this first version. But it's pretty convincing cat's eye, I guess. The time it's inside a cat's, you know, if you've got a model of a cat, you put that in, then it's going to look pretty good. I'm pretty sure this shader will work on mobile. It's yet to be tested, but feel free to try it and let me know. If you try it doesn't work, I'll refund, no problem. But it's fairly low spec, but it does a lot of good things. I'm just making a copy of the eye here so you can see two eyes next to each other, how that would look. And you can see they use the actual direction of the directional light to get that caustic effect, so it's pretty convincing. Some nice cat's eyes there. Feel free to drop a comment below, or if you've already bought the package, get in touch for any updates that you'd like to see. And if you like it, please leave a good review. I'd really much appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.